Hey guys, Kevin Muldoon here, and I've got a Bluetooth hands-free car kit. It's an FM transmitter, and it's from the bizarrely named iFun4U. I reviewed their USB hub a few days ago. This is actually designed in China, and it's marketed under a number of different names. You'll see this being sold, dozens of different names. This one is from iFun4U. I imagine it's the same box, whatever brand you buy. So, if you see this under lots of different names, you probably should just buy the cheapest. This one does look good though. The one I was using before was from Moco. This wasn't a Bluetooth transmitter. This one used the audio cable, 3.5mm head jack, and it had only one USB port. And as you can see here, the wired connection actually came away. The plastic came away, so I had to tape it up. Still works 100%. I think that's fantastic, but I do like the idea of having something that's got less wires, which is why I was keen on getting this. Now I'm going to be reviewing lots of these over the next few weeks, and then I'll do a comparison, but at the moment I just want to show you this. So there isn't really much here. First thing I will say is that the Amazon listing is absolute bull, because the Amazon listing says that in the box you get an IR remote, an aux-in cable, and a user guide. Clearly you don't get that, so they must be mixing up their descriptions. You don't get any of that. So, first thing I would say about this is so much smaller than I thought it would be. So much smaller. It really is small. Get my ruler out. So I'll just quickly show you here. It's about 8 centimeters long, and thickness about 3.5 centimeters or so. So maybe just under 4. It's very, very, very light. It's got 2 USB ports. It says in the listing that one does 2.1 amps and one does 1 amp. On the box it says that it does 3.4 amps total, but obviously that's more than 2.1 add 1. So I'm not sure what to believe, but the Amazon listing, I don't know if we can rely on that, because it says that you got all these things in the box and you don't. Now this is Bluetooth. It's got a button there for your calls. It's got left and right buttons there for changing tracks, and the reason they've got that is because there's a micro SD port here. It should go in here, I believe. I'm scared to push this in now. It doesn't seem like it's... Yeah, it must be this way. Yeah, that's quite... There we go. It's clicked now. So that's the micro SD in. Again, on the Amazon listing, it says that the maximum limit is 32 gigabytes. This is 64, so I'm not sure if it'll work, but I suspect it will. The 2 USB ports, it says that one is 2.1 and one is 1 amp. What that basically means is that one's a high speed charging and the other one is not. What I will say is as well is that I'll test these to see which one is which, but the other thing to note is that one of these USB ports can also be used to put in music. Now you can see here, they've got it here in the right hand side. So on the right hand side, if you're looking down here, this is where the channel is displayed. The right hand side is where you put in data. So imagine the quicker one's on the left and the slower one's on the right. And let me see this. Yeah, that is the case. That is the case. I can zoom in here. It's actually, I don't need to test that in, because it's got the kind of lightning bolt here next to this one, and it's got the music next to this one. So they both will charge, but the one on the left will charge faster. So let's go and try this out. Right guys, so I'm in my car and I've got the iFun4U car charger. I've been playing around with it now for it's about half an hour or maybe even 40 minutes. I'm trying to see how this thing works. Good news is it works. The bad news is it works quite badly. Now I'll show you first, hopefully. I'm phoning. Hold on, I'll phone you back. So I'm going to try and show you a test phone call, but what we'll do is, you can see here, I've got it tuned to 88.
Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So I've got connected, and if you can see here, it goes to BT20, and in theory it should default when I make a call to Bluetooth. Now it's doing it now, so hopefully this works.
Hello?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
How does it sound?
Sounds quite clear.
Sounds quite clear. Right, okay. Right, thanks for that. It was just to show that the audio and the microphone was working. Right, thanks for that, Dan.
No, it sounds really clear. Yeah, brother. Cheers.
Cheers, bye.
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 So, as you can see, the microphone does work, right? But that is unfortunately is where, you know, it starts to be a little bit of a problem, right? You probably noticed one of the problems here straight away.
I know.
Watch this. So every time you put it in,
Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth device
all the
is
time,
read- the
all the
Bluetooth
time this does
device
this.
is connected
How
successfully.
annoying is that? That is going to drive me crazy. Now, the good news is that it says it only works to 32 gigabytes. This is a 64 gigabyte card. Granted, I've only got a few gig of music on it, not even that. But if I put it in, you'll see it should start loading. It comes up loading. You can then use, I'll turn that down a little bit. I'll then turn these, you can switch the tracks, and you can pause using that. Now the bad side to this is that I still haven't figured out any way to switch between the music from the SD card to the music from my phone, which is connected in Bluetooth. Now the only way I've figured out is, it worked once, is where I just eject the SD card. So
Bluetooth mode.
again,
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
every time, every single time. Now I'm going to play. Now the music is playing through my phone. You can see here, see it, BT20, that's the one you shoot, and I'm playing Dry the Rain by the Beta Band. It's not playing anymore. You know, it's playing. It says it's playing through Bluetooth, but nothing's coming out. Now I know it's connected, but it isn't working. Now I have had it working before. It's just really temperamental. This is for the station, and you can see when I get to the one that matches the radio, it works fine. Problem is it stays on this. Now if you see here, like, it's actually, I'm using here, I'm switching, and it's switching the tracks. Now that's a good thing. That hopefully means that we're, but look, the volume's up. You can actually hear the buzzing because I've got the volume so high. And there's no, you know, it's skipping the tracks, but nothing's working. Now I have had it working. This is just another, this is clearly a setting issue or something, but it's the fact that anytime you take this out and put it back in, you're going to have all these little problems. You know, it's a real pain, because I'm going to be taking it out after every time I use it. You know, when I stop the car, I'll put it out and I'll put it back in.
The Bluetooth
Oh, be quiet!
device
Be
reads
quiet!
signal.
That
The
woman's driving me
Bluetooth
crazy already.
device is connected successfully.
So we're successfully connected. Now, as far as the play and the pause and stuff, it does work, and you can see here, look, I'm skipping the tracks. I'm not using my hands. I'm skipping the tracks here, right? But there's no music playing. Why? You're connected. You know, you are connected. Nothing is playing. There's nothing paused. You know, there is a pause button. That's to change the station. You can change the station using the turn as well. Now the only thing, again, if you put this back, if you put the SD card back in, it loads and it starts playing. What I will say is, if you put the volume low there and get it high, you're going to hear a lot of buzz. What you need to do is turn the volume up high here and then turn it down a little bit there, and that will reduce any buzz that you get. You know, at the end of the day, it's still an FM transmitter, so you could get buzzing occasionally, but as long as you turn up the volume to full here and get it low here, that'll be fine. I'll just quickly, I've not tested this yet, and I apologise, I'm using one hand to do all this because I've got my hand in the camera for the other, with my other hand. But what I'm going to do is get the USB tester. I want to see how well this charges, if I can. This is not easy to do with one hand. Okay, right. So, what have we got here? You can see here. Right, so that's the fast charger. We're getting 1.3 amps, 5.19 volts, 1.3 amps. So that's fine, that's charging well. That's fine. What I'll do is I'll charge the other one. That is the fast charging one. What I'll do now is use the one that's apparently for music. Now, I don't have a USB with music on it. That was something that I could have done. You can see here, 0.41, 0.2, right? So that's the one. It says it does up to 1 amp. Doesn't look like it is. It's not getting anywhere close to that. So the first one, the one for power, is definitely the one you should be used to charging. So this is being sold as a dual charger, but you can see here, that's not the best. That one, by the sounds of it, and here's another problem, look. Here's another problem. This thing is so bad. Like, I thought this was the perfect design, but the more I look at it, the more I can see it's a bad design. Like, look, pause button, right? So that pauses the music if you're driving, right? You go, right, okay, I'll pause the music, skip the track. Skip tracks, right, okay, fine. You can't change folders. I've not found any way to change folders yet. You can only skip tracks. And, I don't know what's causing that beeping. But watch this, like, see when this USB's in, right? So usually, right, I'm getting a full charge from it. That's definitely good at charging. But look now, like, I can't turn that at all. I can't turn it. So if you imagine you've got your phone in here and you've got your sat nav on and you're charging your phone, all of a sudden you can't answer your phone, you can't turn the volume, you can't change anything. It's so badly, it's so badly designed. Granted, this is bigger, this one, right? This is bigger. This is clearly, the size of a USB flash drive, right? So, if you're driving like this, normally, that should be fine, right? That should be fine. That works. Play still works, But even here, look at me turning. Like, my finger's catching here. It's an absolute pain. It does work, but the thing is, this is sold as being, one, it's been sold as a dual charger. This one isn't giving out much power. But the second one here as well, that one it's been sold as that being for USB flash drives for music. There's a picture in the box showing you music going in there. Now, this is the size of a flash drive. This is how flash drives, this is what they look like. This is the size of them. And look at this. When you put this in, look, I can't even fit in two. I can't fit the two of them in. Look at that. So, I mean, in theory, this thing should be great. It does everything that you want it to do. It just doesn't do anything well at all. Like, this is sold as being a dual charger. And it's been sold as being, that should be a flash drive and that should be your charger. There's your charger. I'm struggling. Look, I can't move that now. I can't use it. The thing's unusable now. And this is what it's been sold as. It's been sold that you could be driving, with your sat nav here, and you could have your flash drive for the music here. But when this, you can't put two flash drives in here. You could put two chargers. You could definitely put two chargers in it. But with two chargers, you're still going to struggle. If you're charging two devices, you're going to struggle here. But look at this. Look at that. How badly designed is that? It can't, it's been sold that there should be a flash drive there. That's a really thin cable here. And that flash drive, do you know what I mean? It doesn't work. It's just, as soon as a flash drive is put in there, you can't use the other one for, so, now it's pushing the pause button that I don't want it to do. So now it's in. Now, I can't turn that now. So again, it's if a flash drive is in, you know, if a normal flash drive full of music is in, this becomes unusable. You can't pause it. You can't click the button to answer calls. You can't change the volume. So really, the issue of me not being able to connect my music from Bluetooth, that becomes irrelevant because this thing is unusable. Now, I always try to look at the positives of a device and look at the fact that everyone uses devices differently. But really, this thing should have been perfect. It's small, it's lightweight, you know, it's got 2 dual USB ports, it's got USB ports, and it's got everything that you need, you know, answering the calls. The call quality seems fine. But from a design point of view, it's a piece of crap. It really is a piece of crap. I cannot recommend this at all. I really can't. As soon as a flash drive is in, you can't use it. You know, you've got... And it's been sold as being a dual charger, but that's really only... That should really only have one single USB, because this one, you know, you have to either pick your battles. If you're driving and you want to listen to music through your flash drive, you can't charge your phone. You can't even answer calls. Not that you could answer calls anyway, because the thing doesn't seem to connect properly. So, unfortunately, this is not something I can recommend. This is pretty poor, and I'm surprised it's so bad, actually, because there's so many people selling this. From a practicality point of view, this is a piece of crap. I'll be honest, it is. I've been using this one from Moco for, I don't know, several months at least now, and it's perfect. You plug it in. In fact, I'll show you. Here's how this one works. You plug it in, and you plug it into your phone. There you go. And that's me. Got music through my phone. Now, the idea was that with a USB connection, I'm going to save myself from using that wire, but this just brings in, you know, it solves one problem with having one less wire, and it creates about 50 other problems. You know, it's bad enough the woman keeps saying connected every time you change from SD card to, you know, from your music and your SD card, and I assume that it does it from the USB flash drive. As soon as you switch from that or from the USB flash drive to Bluetooth, she's going to come on and say Bluetooth connected. And then you've got all the, you know, you can't use these USB ports properly. If you could maybe use one, the charging one, but then you can't use that one for music. And if you do use a flash drive here, then this button becomes unusable. So this is, unfortunately, in my opinion, really badly designed. It might work, you might get some use out of it, but personally I think this is crap. It's really bad, and I don't normally give such bad reviews, but it really is bad. It's really bad from a design point of view. It's really bad from a usability point of view, and the instructions don't seem to be, you know, explaining properly how it works, you know. And as far as, like, even for like moving, changing music, it says here, choose music, rotate clockwise to play the next song, okay. Choose EQ, support by remote controller only. Switch folder. Now, it says to switch music folder. Like, say, example, you put like 5 gig of music on it. You could have, like, I don't know, say you've got a couple of hundred albums. That's a couple of hundred of folders of albums. And to change those, you need to buy a remote. And there's no, I don't know where you even get a remote for that. So, yeah, the whole thing is pointless. Let me know what you guys think, though. You know, if you've bought this before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. But, you know, my first impressions of this after using it for like 45 minutes or so is that this is terrible, and I can't recommend it. It's really bad. This was branded by iFun4U, but it comes under a lot of different names, and I really would stay away from it. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment below and let me know what you think about it. And, you know, as you've enjoyed the video, please do consider liking, sharing or subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be doing a lot of tests of these over the next few weeks. I've got several others that I'm going to be testing, and so far this is last place. Ironically, it's first place because it's the first one I'm tested, but yeah, this is last place, and I don't see this one doing well against the competition. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks, bye.